First day you wouldn't give it up. We had only scratched the surface, but I knew that you were worth it. Yeah. So I was patient. I bragged to my niggas, Joe Namath. I'm still with the niggas that I came with. But everything changed once some fame hit. Make it up, take you down, have a shot, hop out around, play my songs. You like the sound? It's going down, it's going down. Let's drink coffee, watch passerbys, and prove to you I'm not the average guy. It's just my flaws that they magnify, and when it's real, you don't have to try. Another way, tomorrow is another day. Drugs take the pain away. Sometimes I wanna run away. I wish there was another way. Tomorrow is another day. Drugs take the pain away. Sometimes I wanna run away.
But that shit is cool, right? And then I said just be you. That doesn't sound hard, does it? Everybody say they tryna make a lane now, but that's a huge part of it. I'll be on top and none of y'all can't touch it. Say I changed it up, but all of my fans love it. Shout out to my friends that been here since the beginning, cause they were holding me down while all of my fans wasn't. Now we just bounce to the beat of the drums and bet the whole crowd's gonna be eating it up, and yeah, treating every show like our last one, so there's nothing better, you ain't even gotta ask them. Back-to-back hits, I said we gon' get it. Back-to-back hits and still I ain't finished. Back to that studio, back to that mic. Not bad for coming from nothing now, is it? See the problem with the game now? What? No sense of direction. Yeah, I used to fit in with that lame crowd. Why? Cause of fear of rejection. Now found me, found that in the booth. Fuck living lies, rap is the truth, and yeah, the spotlight ain't what it seems. All I know is if it's all a dream, then I don't wanna wake up, man, I don't wanna wake up, I'm never gonna wake up. I don't wanna wake up, man, I don't wanna wake up, I'm never gonna wake up. See the problem with the game now? What? No sense of direction. Yeah, I used to fit in with that lame crowd. Why? Cause of fear of rejection. Now found me, found that in the booth. Fuck living lies, rap is the truth, and yeah, the spotlight ain't what it seems. All I know is if it's all a dream, then I don't wanna wake up, man, I don't wanna wake up, I'm never gonna wake up. I don't wanna wake up, man, I don't wanna wake up, I'm never gonna wake up. Wake up, man, I don't wanna wake up, I'm never gonna wake up. I don't wanna wake up, man, I don't wanna wake up, I'm never gonna wake up.
Shimmy as I turn, so we can sit together watching as the world burn. I want the front, back, shimmy as I turn, so we can sit together watching as the world burn. I want the front, back, shimmy as I turn, so we can sit together watching as the world burn. I want the front, back, shimmy as I turn, so we can sit together watching as the world burn. Yeah, I'm worried about my father's life, will he make it? I'm worried about my mother's promise, will I break it? Will I make enough money for family get-togethers? With auntie sipping Moscato, eating exotic cheddars. I hope that wasn't too brash. Hoes I'm fucking you last, Cole I'm bumping you first, so ho would notice me fast. I got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one, but with these 99 problems, bet this shit ain't fun. I gotta hustle on parole, pay them court fees.
All right.
Yeah. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Fan Report, and let's get that out of the way. There we go. Saturday show, another beer stream, a little bit earlier than normal. We got some stuff to do tonight.
Just a little bit earlier.
Yeah, we got a boy's birthday to go out to tonight, so we doing a little early show.
So I'm already.
As always,
What's up?
enjoy a beer with us.
What's in the glass today, Nick?
Some Ballast Point Grapefruit Sculpin, one of my favorite beers. It's fantastic, a beautiful, beautiful beer. It's a great IPA. I definitely recommend it to anyone out there.
By the way, did you know that Holla Back Girl is a diss track?
No.
I just got that notification. Apparently, that's important.
Okay. Anyways, if you guys like what you see tonight, please feel free to hit the follow button down below. Also, please hit us up on Twitter at RealFanReport. You guys got anything you want us to talk about or at all? You can hit us up there. You can also hit us up on Facebook. So, at Real Fan Report there also. Hey, Whiskey Cleric, what's going on? Does cream soda and SoCo count?
You know what?
Abso-fucking-lutely. Southern Comfort with anything counts. I don't care if you pissed in it and drank Southern Comfort. You
Remember
probably
correctly, you
wouldn't
say you're
count.
not a beer guy, right? So
That's fine.
Obviously,
Southern Comfort's a solid go-to.
mix some shit up.
Southern Comfort's solid go-to.
Yeah.
Normally we stick to Jack, but I won't shy away from some Southern Comfort at all. So,
Absolutely.
obviously, as always, topics up on that side over there. Yeah, I just touched you. Whatever.
Fucking
As
punch
we
me
are,
in the face.
as we are coming back from losing a bunch of money at the horse track,
Yeah.
so that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck you, always streaming. I hope you hear me.
Ah.
And
Wow.
well, yeah, he fucked me on my trifecta.
Yeah.
He was leading the whole race, and then he falls off to like 6th on the home stretch. How the fuck does that happen to the
I'm telling
favorite?
you, the jockey through the race.
That doesn't happen.
It does happen.
It's
He pulls
a-
the brakes on the horse.
There's no benefit to that because if he places top 3, he wins money.
How do you know there's no benefit to that? How do you know there's not someone paying him off?
Fuck it. Anyways,
I watch too many mob movies.
clearly you do, but we did win one race at the track though, so that was kind of nice. But anyways, we hope you guys have a good time because we're about to kick this shit off,
And
get
we'll
it going.
We'll start with, we had maybe
Oh my God!
one of the best playoff games in NBA history.
Shh.
What?
This is the fan report where it's by fans.
Oh yeah, we're 4 fans as well.
God, you fucked it up. We're not by fans. Oh yeah, 4 fans as well. We're by fans.
4 fans.
Thank you. Anyways, so
But,
we're gonna kick it off with
we're-
obviously last night we watched one of the most exciting
One of the best
playoff
games in NBA
games.
history.
One of the most exciting games I've ever watched on
Record
TV.
setting.
It was actually
Record-setting game.
It was. For all the wrong reasons. It was boring. It was a garbage basketball game, and it was a garbage product. So that raises the question to us and to you guys. Are the NBA playoffs a faulty product? You know the NBA is as rigged as that last race you mentioned watching was. Honestly, we've talked about that before. So
We talked about last weekend, actually, right?
we did. Yeah, we did talk about the draft lottery being rigged. So, but is the NBA a faulty product? That's the question.
I tweeted out last night. I tweeted out that the NBA should be embarrassed by this game, and I retweeted Stephen A. Smith tweet from
Absolutely.
about a couple hours later. It said the same exact thing. The NBA cannot afford to have a league this top heavy because it takes the finals are going to be historic. They're going to be it's going to be one of the best
it'll be
NBA series of
fantastic
all time.
finals.
It's going to be a historic series again. But it cheapens everything else about the season,
It
about the playoffs.
It doesn't just
It
cheapen
takes-
everything else. It,
takes
makes
out-
everything else completely insignificant.
Yeah, it takes
Nothing
out-
else matters but the NBA Finals.
It takes out
Your
the
whole-
entire competitive nature of,
So-
the playoffs.
Our question was, are the NBA playoffs faulty? Yes. But you know what? The NBA as a whole is faulty. The whole NBA season, every NBA team, all the players, the superstars, the marketing, the public relations, everything about the NBA right now is a faulty product. Most of these games...
You all right?
Excuse me. Most of these games are boring. They are.
This has been blowout after blowout.
Even in the Eastern Conference Finals, which we've talked about, even the series that have gone 6-7 games, every single one of those games is a blowout. The Wizards-Celtics series, there's one game decided by less than 10 points. One. The rest are blowouts. And that series won 7. These games are boring to watch. Look at hockey. Games are tight. Games are exciting. Games are aggressive. Games are fast. These games are slow. They're boring. And they're one-sided. Always. Whether it's one side or the other. They're always one-sided. It's boring to watch. The NBA is not a fun product anymore. It's overly catered to their superstars. I get you want to market your superstars, but they've overdone it.
No.
They've gone too far.
Let me present one
They
side.
they borderline look like the WWE with their damn superstars. It's fucking entertainment now. It's not even sports anymore. I'm sad to say this, but Warriors and Cavs are going to the finals undefeated. Probably.
It's more likely going to happen.
Yeah, well, it's about making money,
Yeah.
my dudes. Oh, no doubt it is. And they've overdone that, though. It's not about the sport anymore. It's about the dollar sign. The all-holy dollar bill. That's what it's about with all sports.
Let me present a side to this. I heard this on the radio the other day, and Vlenny, who's our local radio guy, said that, and he's an NBA fan, but he's by no means like an NBA apologist. But he said that what you're seeing with the Warriors and Cavs, you guys wanted. You guys want to go back to the Lakers Celtics of old. Yeah. This is what you're getting. This is a new Lakers Celtics.
That was actually going to be my devil's advocate argument.
Do you sit back and just appreciate the fact that you have these two amazing teams?
Yeah.
Is it how great these guys are, or is it how weak the rest of the league is?
The problem is that's what it is, because even back in the Lakers Celtics dominant eras, you still had the Suns, you still had some of the other teams back then that were dominant as well, just not quite to that level. Yeah. You don't have that right now. You have like the Cavs and the Warriors, and then everybody else way down here.
Yeah.
Everybody else is trash in comparison. Versus back then, it was more like
they can at least compete,
right? So now they can.
So my question is, how do you fix it?
You force
teams to spread. If you're Adam Silver, what do you do?
You force after watching that game last night to have to spread the talent around. You can't.
You lower the salary cap.
You either do that, which is a perfect opportunity, which is a perfect
not a good
money
making opportunity, but
for the players, no. What does raising the salary cap have anything to do with the actual teams in the league making money outside of the teams are spending more on players? That doesn't.
Well, actually, you know what? The salary cap being raised is an effect of the league, is a function of the league making money the other way around.
Yes, that's what it is. It's not one doesn't lead to the other. It's the other way around. Whereas now I'm going to play devil's advocate here to our argument, and I'm totally on the side of the NBA as a faulty product.
Give it a couple years, the Warriors will lose their playoffs.
No doubt. And actually, I've kind of foreshadowed this. NBA 2K has foreshadowed this greatly.
NBA 2K.
No, I'm serious about this right now. I'm serious. Remember, Kevin Durant's on a 1-year contract. And here it goes. Well, LeBron's going to retire in the next few years anyways. So he's going to, and even if he doesn't, he'll be not even close to relevant.
Oh, yeah.
And so think about it this way. In the 2K simulation that I've done, basically, you have, for the next couple years, the Warriors being on top. They have their core players outside of Durant locked down for 3 more years. After that, as they have to re-sign these players, if they do, their bench is nothing. They have literally a bunch of minimum salary paid players on their bench because that's all they can afford because their contracts, their salary cap is tied up into 4 players.
Yeah.
So they'd be fucked. So basically, they'd have no bench and nothing. They'd have nothing outside of their starting lineup, which can't play the whole game. You need a bench in the NBA to win, which they have a great one right now.
Yeah.
So that's why they will struggle in a couple years. The Cavs, once LeBron's gone, they will struggle. Once LeBron decides to leave again or decides to retire, they're not going to be relevant anymore. Kyrie and Kevin Love are not going to carry that team. They're not. Yeah. And they're not going to have a good enough draft picks to be able to rebuild on the fly. They won't. So, but I'm going to play devil's advocate here and say, people right now are saying that seeing 2 teams dominate the league is boring.
Yeah.
And it's nowhere near as good as what the basketball in the 80s and 90s, the golden age of basketball. Okay, how's 2 teams dominating in today's game any different from the 2 teams that dominated the 80s and 90s?
Again, what we said is at least the rest of the teams.
The Lakers and Celtics dominated the 80s.
Yeah.
The Bulls dominated the 90s. You've had the same
The
teams
Lakers
dominate.
dominated the early thousands.
Exactly.
But,
The Lakers dominated the early thousands. You've had teams. This is nothing
But the
new for the
difference
NBA.
is there was at least competitiveness outside of
You're
that.
right. I mean, the Sixers were competitive.
saw-
The Bucks were competitive
For example,
at some
you
point.
saw that Lakers Spurs
The
series,
Sonics,
and I believe
the
02
Suns.
was it?
Is it bad I don't want to see the Spurs game because I already know they're going to get demolished? Honestly, I don't blame you. Honestly, I really don't.
Yeah, they just announced Kawhi Leonard's out for Game 3,
Yeah.
so it's not looking too good for you guys. And then Isaiah Thomas out.
IT4 out for the rest of the playoffs, so that team
which is only 2 more games for them. So.
Yeah, but in all honesty, the argument of it's the 80s and 90s were better because you didn't just have two teams dominating the whole time is wrong. It's not the right argument. I will agree that that NBA was better than this one. It was a more physical, exciting game, and it was a much more competitive game than today's game. But to say that the reason it's boring is because you have two teams dominating is a faulty argument because that's how it's always been in the NBA.
Yeah.
You've always had that. Even going back to the 50s when you had the Sixers and the Lakers and the Celtics dominating again. And it continued into the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s and then into the 2000s and today.
Again,
no,
here's
spare
the
you
issue.
and your liver for a game, seriously.
No, but here's the issue. So, for example, in the late 90s or late 80s, sorry, when you had the Celtics and the Bulls and the Lakers, you still had teams giving them trouble. You saw the Blazers giving them trouble.
You
still had
did.
the
I mean,
Pistons
you had the
giving them
Pistons
trouble.
giving them trouble. You still had
In the
teams
early,
playing
in
being
the early,
competitive.
in the early thousands, when you saw the Lakers being dominant for all those years, you saw the Spurs giving trouble every single year.
Yes, and the Sixers gave
saw
them
the
a
Pistons
run.
again
The
give them
Pistons,
trouble.
the
Yeah.
Sixers, they
Yeah.
all had their their chances.
Sixers got swept by them.
Yeah, but they still made it there. They still beat
but
out the teams.
what I'm
in
saying
the
is the
80s.
difference. I don't mind having two amazing, insane, great teams, but I want I don't want it so top heavy where the other teams can't
It's
compete.
so right now the NBA is so overly top
'Cause
heavy.
believe it or
It's
not, we
not
are
even-
looking at two of the best teams to ever play the game right now.
Arguably, yes, I'll agree with that. Absolutely. I mean, the Warriors, without a doubt, are one of the most insanely put together teams. One of the most talented. One of the teams put together that with the most talent of any team we've ever seen. We've never seen a team like this. The Lakers tried it in 2004. They tried a team like that, but they got these guys past their primes. It didn't really mesh well. At this point, it might as well just split them in two different divisions. They may as well, honestly. But it's at a point where you are looking at two teams that are so talented. It's just unbelievable to watch these two teams play. It's a treat, don't get me wrong, but when they're playing anybody but each other, it's boring basketball.
What does he mean? What do you mean by split them into different divisions? Are you talking about splitting the
rest of the league from the two? Honestly, yeah, you should because
So just put the
two different championships.
So put the Cavs and Warriors in the same division, so only one of them can make the playoffs.
It's messed up
Make
because
the
both
finals,
teams
I mean?
got all star players who rated your trades. You're right,
Yeah.
it is, and that's how the NBA is going to continue to be. That's how sports are going to be. The only the sport that really you can't say that happens to are
Cavs drafted stuff. I mean, the Warriors drafted
Kyrie.
stuff.
Well,
The Cavs-
yes, they drafted Steph and Dede. They hit hard on
And
Steph and
Clay.
Dede and
And
Clay.
Clay.
You're right. They did do it through the draft outside of Durant. But
Well,
the Cavs,
the Cavs were artificially assembled.
yes. Well, Kyrie. That's about it.
That was artificially assembled.
Yeah, that was
It
cheating.
might have been drafted, but they did not.
cheating.
No,
that
pick
it
was given to them.
rigged.
We talked about this last week.
Yeah. But it's so you honestly may as well have a consolation game in the NBA because or a consolation
the
series.
Division 1 team at Memphis Grizzlies would be Division. Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
what
So
he's
like
doing.
college, like
Yeah.
D1, D2.
See what
I
they
see you're
honestly,
saying.
yeah, they play more. They honestly should just make the only
You
two
would
Division
need-
1 teams.
You would need more teams.
Yeah, the only two teams that should be Division 1 at this point are the Warriors and Cavs. Have them duke it out for a year, whatever, and then have everybody else play Division 2 because that's the only way you're going to have exciting games. That's it. There's no point in watching the Cavs beat the Celtics by 50 in 4 straight games.
Yeah.
That's boring. It's boring. But
And also, it harkens back to, and I had a discussion with a friend the other day, it harkens back to the when David Stern vetoed the Chris Paul trade to the Lakers.
it does absolutely.
So you thought the NBA was going in a direction where they were actively avoiding the new collective bargaining agreement. They were actively
David
avoiding.
Stern-
They're actively trying to avoid having
super
these super
teams.
teams.
David Stern
and then it
was.
just got out of hand.
Adam Silver allows it.
You know,
That's the big difference there. Is David Stern didn't want the super teams.
yeah, as much as I didn't like David Stern, he was on the right track with that. Stuff.
On the right track
Not
with
that I
that.
agree with. I don't
Adam
agree
Silver,
going to the point of vetoing a trade though, but
Adam Silver goes beyond allowing it. He encourages
based on previous
it.
season records, so it changed every season.
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
So you'd have basically what English Premier Soccer League does. Basically,
Not as familiar with that, but
basically they do relegations. Like the bottom teams are in relegation, then the top teams from the division underneath them go up a division. Then they play that way.
okay,
So, but
that's a good idea, Lizzie Cleric.
yeah, it is. But you have Adam Silver doesn't just allow these super teams to form; he encourages it.
Yeah.
He wants these super teams to form because these teams are the most popular teams in the league. They're way more popular than anyone else.
Oh yeah.
But it's a bad product. It's bad to watch
is.
that type of basketball on the floor because if I'm going to see a game where I'm going to have the Cavs play up against, the fucking Phoenix Suns, I'm not watching that game. There's no way in hell. No way in hell am I watching that game. That's boring. So, it's not fun. It's not fun basketball. It's not a fun product. It needs to change. It really does. And the only way to do it is to force these super teams to break up by whatever means. That's the only way it's going to happen. So, shall we move on?
Absolutely.
All right, let's move on. So, last Wednesday, we did our first set of our NBA mock drafts, just like we did with the NFL. Same format. We're doing 5 picks at a time. So, with that being said, we're going to move to picks 6 through 10 in our NBA mock draft. And would you like to start it off, my friend?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, go ahead.
So, with the 6th pick in the 2017 NBA draft, the Orlando Disney Magic select.
Disney Magic?
You know, that's their name, middle name. Malik Monk.
They have a middle name.
Malik Monk, guard, Kentucky.
Good pick.
And
They need a guard because
No.
Alfred Payton he sucks. FYI, Texas Rangers are on a 10-game winning streak. They are. The Texas Rangers are playing out of their damn minds right now, which is very surprising.
And you thought I was stupid for agreeing.
Only thing is, on this 10-game winning streak, they're only 2 games above 500.
Oh.
Yeah. So, they're not that great of a team. They've just been red
I wanted to
hot.
watch someone get steamrolled. I would go watch the Interstate be replay.
Honestly, we could see plenty of that here in Michigan because
Oh,
every
man.
one of our fucking roads is under construction.
Yeah, because basically we have 3 months out of the year where they can do construction, so they just do it all in fucking 3 months. and everything
oh
gets
my god,
closed
it's
off.
fucking horrible.
But anyways, yeah, they at worst, if they still wanted to stick with Alfred Payton, they could play Malik Monk at the 2 and move.
They could.
Fournier to
Malik Monk
3
would be
easy.
a serviceable too. He's a little undersized.
But because he's more of a scorer, he's more.
He is-
I think he's more
definitely-
serviceable as a 2
He's
guard.
a shooter.
Yeah.
And it'd work out for him because Malik Monk is a good shooting guard. He can shoot. He can play the 1, but he also plays the 2 very effectively.
Yeah.
So you can play them both if they wanted to. But having a guy like Alfred Payton come off the bench as a defensive specialist, that's no slouch either. That works out really well, actually.
Yeah.
And we've seen it before. So Malik Monk is a guy that's going to score the basketball for them and shoot the basketball for them because you can't rely on Evan Fournier to stay healthy anymore. And Malik Monk fills that void, and he's able to score. And the Magic have one big thing missing is a score. They don't have a scorer, and
That's
that'll
why
be
I
that
took
guy.
him. I don't necessarily trust him at the 1. He's not a
he's
good
not a-
decision
no.
maker. He's a below average passer.
Right.
I
He's
don't
he's
necessarily
not
trust him at the 1.
he's not a guy who's going to run your offense
Yeah.
effectively. He will if you want him to do an ISO or a
Yeah.
pick and roll or spot up for a shot, but he's not going to run a full-blown offense with that team. So you're going to see him running off ball
He's
a lot.
purely a scorer. He can't even defend. He's purely a
Right.
scorer.
You're going to see him run off ball a lot. So moving on from pick 6, here we got the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I have them selecting a guy who is moving up drastically on many draft boards and may even scratch into the top 5. Not on my board, but you could see it. And he's done nothing but improve his draft stock recently. That's a guy by the name of Jonathan Isaac, a forward from Florida State University.
same
He's a
pick
power
again.
forward. He's a stretch forward, but he plays a lot of defense. He's a very good rim protector, very good defender on the ball and in the
Dude's
post.
got the size of a 4 but plays like a 3. He's 6'11",
Exactly.
7'1" wingspan, but he can stretch the floor. He can shoot the ball.
But the big thing for me about him is he's a great defender.
he's a great defender.
He's a great shot blocker. He gets his hands in.
he can play both positions seamlessly. If he can put on a little bit
Exactly.
of weight, he can.
play the 4 a little bit
Yeah.
better, but he's great in the post, but he's also a great on-ball defender, great rim protector. He's a guy that you could. He's a do-it-all. He's a do-it-all David, whatever the fuck it's
Because
called.
damn near 7 feet tall, he's only 205 pounds.
Exactly. Yeah, he's slim. There's no doubt, which a lot of stretch 4s are.
Yeah.
But he's a guy that you can immediately put in your lineup and be effective. And that's going to work for Minnesota
Exactly.
because he's going to be able to play alongside Karl Anthony Towns and be very effective.
Yeah.
Because he's going to help them immediately defensively and also on the offensive side of the ball. It's going to work out perfectly. That's a great scenario for not just Timberwolves, but for Jonathan Isaac as well.
I have the same exact pick, and you're gonna see the Timberwolves have one of the most athletic. If this pick were to happen, you would see the Timberwolves have one of the most athletic starting fives in the NBA.
If they all stay healthy, it will be a treat to watch.
All
that
five
team.
of those guys can play at any spot of the floor.
Andrew Wiggins, Chris Dunn, Jonathan Isaac, and Karl Anthony Towns,
And what's his name? Zach LaVine.
and Zach LaVine. All together on a floor. That is a young, exciting team right there. And watch out. I said earlier in the beginning of this year, watch out for the Timberwolves in the next coming years because they got a lot of young talent on that team.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be
They
good.
still have Rubio, if I'm not mistaken.
They do. They do.
So
yes.
with the
Although his contract might be up this year.
Might be.
I think he was an expiring contract because the
With
Pistons
the-
were going to trade for him.
8th pick, sorry guys, with the 8th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Dennis Smith, guard, NC State. Now, this guy is not my idea of a point guard that I would want running a team, but
I would disagree with you.
Dude can score. He's
very good on the ball. He's a good.
No, he's a decent defender. He can score. And if he were to get that jump shot a little bit better, he could be
yes.
a deadly.
He
deadly
reminds
scorer.
me. You know who he actually really
Hyper-
reminds me of?
Super athletic, but my only issue is he's not that good at reading a team. He's not that much good at leading an offense, basically.
I would kind of disagree with you a little bit. You know who this guy reminds me of is De'Aaron Fox. In
Really?
many ways, he's speedy. He's not the greatest shooter. He's good defensively, and he
I
can
think
run
he's
the
a better
floor.
scorer than De'Aaron Fox.
He is a
He's
better
much
scorer.
better scorer.
He is a better scorer.
He's
He's
a
more
shooter, but
athletic.
much better scorer.
He is a
So-
much better scorer, but De'Aaron Fox on the other side is a much better defender.
Yeah.
They're both good on defense, but De'Aaron Fox is really good. They're both good on offense, but Dennis Smith is really good.
But I think
So-
this is the guy who has a shot to be a superstar if he can get that jump shot.
Absolutely. If he's able to get a jump shot together, I can see him being, possibly, if he gets his jump shot together, you could see him turn into someone like a Chauncey Billups.
Yeah.
But more athletic.
Yeah. I can see him averaging, if he gets that jump shot together, somewhere in the 25 points a game with
Absolutely.
maybe 6 or 7 assists a game.
I'd say about 7 or 8. I'm a little bit higher than you on. I think he's got a little bit more potential to run an offense than you probably do because he ran the offense quite well at NC State. He did. It's not a very complicated offense, but from what I could see watching him play, because I did see him play a few times. He seemed comfortable running the point. He seemed like he knew what he was doing there.
Well, the
and he did it with
biggest
authority.
issue with him running the points is decision making.
But
He takes unnecessary jumpers. He turns the ball over. He's not the best decision
Name
maker.
an
with the
athletic
ball.
point guard in the NBA that doesn't do that, though. Even Steph Curry takes stupid shots.
Yeah, but not as frequently as Dennis Smith would. Again, the guy.
I'd
is
say
young.
Steph Curry
The
does it
guy
more
is
than
a lot-
anyone in the NBA.
The guy has a lot to learn.
I'd say Steph Curry does take
So I'm
stupid shots more than anyone.
I'm giving
in
him
the
the
NBA.
benefit of the doubt, having him go 8 as high as 8 right here. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I think he can be a great player. That's why, and I think the Knicks really need any
They
guard.
need an absolute guard.
And
They
that's why I
do.
think the Knicks take him because at worst you can put him with a 2 guard. At
Yes,
worst.
he's too small.
He's
I think
6'3". He's 6'3". He's the
too
same
small
size
to
as
play
Malik
two.
Monk.
That's a small 2.
It is a small 2, but it
Now, Courtney Lee's still there also, I believe.
Yeah, wow.
Now, I like that idea of the Knicks taking Dennis Smith. I'm going to go against you. I have him on my draft board at 8. I'm going to change my pick here
Okay.
just to go against what you're saying, just because I'm going to present a guy who I also think that the Knicks could take here.
Okay.
And it's a guy that really not much is known about, but he's known to be
I know
a
you're going with
force. And he's known to be a very successful player overseas, and that's a guy by the name of Frank Ntilikina, whatever his name is. He's the point guard from France. He played.
Risky pick.
It is a very, very risky pick because, again, not much is known about him.
Yeah.
The ceiling is incredibly high, probably higher than just about anyone in this draft. The floor is also Anthony Bennett, Darko Milicic type.
He's a complete opposite of not the complete opposite, but he's completely different skill set than Dennis Smith. So
Completely different skill set. You're right.
Direction with this
Yes,
guy.
off topic, fellas, but I'm hearing mixed reviews of the new Alien movie. I have heard the same thing. I've heard mostly good though. We haven't yet seen it. We're going to soon, but we will. But I
We'll
have
have a
heard the same
review.
thing.
We'll have a review for you guys.
We
this
will be
week.
doing a review for
coming
that
week.
show. Yeah, for
Absolutely.
that movie. But I think
We just
again
had
though.
a very, very busy weekend this week.
Yes.
So we didn't get a chance to go
Yeah, I
and
hear
see
it's
it.
more like Aliens. Really interesting.
I heard
Not
I heard it's a mix between the two.
I have heard it's a good mix
Yeah.
between the two.
That's what I've heard.
Now, the reason I go with Frank Ntilikina, whatever his name is because of the success of Kristaps Porzingis. The Knicks took a guy that was, again, not much was known about, but had a very high ceiling in Porzingis. There was a big question mark with him, and because he's a foreign player, you haven't seen him too much. And they panned out real well with him. He's a great player for them. So that's why I think they could be comfortable taking a guy, again, who's a big question mark because he's a foreign player.
Does Lightning strike twice in the same place?
Technically, it's a different place. They're from different countries. Technically, it's
same
different
team.
countries.
Can you get lucky twice?
It's been done before.
Yeah.
Look at the fucking Spurs. They've done it.
I seriously think the Spurs have undercover agents on foreign teams,
but
not just foreign scouts.
But that's my reasoning why I would say the Knicks could go that route. Yeah. I would definitely think that they could go Dennis Smith. I think they go one of those two players. If they both fall to him, it's one of those two guys they take.
Yep.
So moving on to pick number 9, we've got the Dallas Mavericks here, and I think that they have a certain superstar on their team that is not getting any younger at the age of 38. He's old as shit. He probably is playing one more year at most.
Dude, I saw a little bit off topic, but not very off topic. You've seen the movie Like Mike, right?
Yep.
I still remember every time. I don't know why it stuck with me. There was just one scene in Like Mike where Lil Bow where Dirk tries to get Lil Bow's autograph, and he says it's for my daughter, and he goes, "Oh, what's your daughter's name?" And he goes, "Dirk."
Dirk. I do remember.
And honestly, that movie, I was like 10. And that was honestly the first exposure I had to Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, probably.
And so I initially found him, I thought he was an actor turned basketball player.
Now, obviously Dirk's not getting any younger. He's old as shit. So with that being said, they're going to need to replace him. They're going to need a guy who's a very similar skill set. And that's why I'm going to say that they go with the...
that's what they want on the same offense, but yeah.
Yes, that's why I'm going to say... Well, the coach is the same, probably. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that they're going to go with a guy who plays the 4 at the University of Arizona by the name of Lauri Markkanen. Mm-hmm. Great skill set for them.
He was the main reason I picked him to win in the bracket.
Yeah, I mean...
He's a matchup nightmare.
He is a matchup nightmare because he does everything on the floor at the 4.
Except for playing defense.
Yes, he's not a good defender. That's the big thing on him is he does not play defense whatsoever. But again, neither does Dirk.
Yeah.
He literally is a bona fide young Dirk Nowitzki in my opinion.
That's the most accurate.
His ceiling is Dirk Nowitzki, which is a fantastic ceiling, and I think he's got the skill set to be there. And he's going to the perfect team if you want to be Dirk Nowitzki.
Exactly.
You're going to learn from Dirk Nowitzki. So that's why I'm taking...
I think at the very worst, he can be like a Ryan Anderson type.
Exactly. I completely agree with you.
So yeah, I have the exact same pick. They have a whole 4 now. They're gonna need
the Polish dude, Lauri Markkanen. Is he Polish? He went to the University of Arizona.
Yeah. I'm actually not sure of his nation of origin.
He is Finnish. Interesting.
But yeah, anytime you present a 7-footer who can shoot threes, I'm on board.
Fuck yeah! You're shitting me?
But yeah, the Mavs are the perfect landing spot for him. They need to start planning for Dirk's retirement, and
they should have started planning a couple years ago.
They could use someone to come off the bench behind him anyway. So
and you know what better way to seamlessly put a guy into a 6-man role?
Learn behind the best at what you do.
Yeah, exactly. But not just that. If you want a guy to come off your bench and take that position that Dirk's playing. What more of a seamless transition of a 6th man than a guy who does the exact same skill set? So it works perfectly for that team. So there's really no better fit in this draft between 2 players than I think that one right there.
I didn't think Dirk played. He does. He has not fallen off that bad.
Fuck me.
You all right?
Yeah, I just failed a little bit.
Jesus. Anyway, yeah, he still plays. I mean, and he's
I don't think
old,
Dirk
but he's
played.
still...
Yeah, he actually does still play.
And
at
he
the
still
age of
plays well.
He does.
It's impressive.
He's pretty damn good.
But anyway,
he's definitely better than Tim Duncan was at that age.
Moving on to the Kings' second pick,
is one that
real quick. Do we think that the Kings will trade one of these top 10 picks?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I do.
Which one, 5 or 10?
Depending on who's calling.
All right. So with the 10th pick, we're assuming they don't trade. We don't really do trades in our mock drafts.
No, we don't. We don't project trades because those are such fucking crapshoots.
Exactly. So we'll talk on the side, but we mock as is. So with the 10th pick in the 2017 NBA draft, the Sacktown Kings select Zachary Collins.
Beautiful pick.
Power forward center out of Gonzaga.
Another guy
This is a guy I want for my Pistons.
Yes, me too.
The last 2 picks.
Another guy who I have on the draft board as doing nothing but rising. I can see him going as high as 7, 8, maybe even 5. He is a guy who is so freakishly talented because,
Is there anything
again,
you can't do?
no, there is
Seriously.
nothing he can do. He is an amazing rim protector. He's a great defender. He's a great shooter. He's great in the post. He's even a good ball handler. He's a 7-footer who can handle the damn ball. He does everything on the floor. He's an anomaly, basically. He is so fucking good. And his averages at Gonzaga, I believe it was 24 and 14. That's amazing. The guy can rebound extremely well. The guy can play defense. The guy can score. He does it all. And that would be a perfect fit for the Kings because he can play both the 4 and the 5. If you have faith in Willie Cauley-Stein to actually be your every day your starting center, Zach Collins can play the 4. If you don't, you want Cauley-Stein to come off the bench, he can be your 5. He can do it all. It's a perfect pick for just about any team out there.
Yeah.
And that's why I want him for the Pistons so much because, again, we didn't really hit a home run with Henry Ellenson. You really could hit a home run big time with Zach Collins.
I give that one an incomplete. He played like all of 3 games.
Okay, but again, we saw the same thing with Darko.
Yeah.
He played all 3 games his first year, too.
Darko was straight up trash even in practice. At least Henry Ellison has played well in the D League and in practice. And
He's played okay in the D League.
When we gave him run, he played pretty well. So, but I had the same pick. I got Zach Collins going here. The Kings need a big. I'm not that high on Willie Cauley-Stein. I haven't been that high on Willie Cauley-Stein, and Kosta Koufos ain't going to do shit for you. So
no, he's old too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get much out of Kosta Koufos anyway. So
this guy's a I wouldn't say replacement for DeMarcus Cousins. But
no, he's a very different skill set.
He's a good guy to plug in there.
Absolutely.
He's definitely a guy that can keep your team afloat.
He's way better than Vlade Divac, I'll say that.
So
another off top thing, but it's race day, my dudes. What?
It's race day. We were just talking about this beginning of the show.
Preakness?
Yeah.
Yeah, we fucking lost money. Don't fucking remind me. Always dreaming fucked me. I had 6 trifectas going. I was thinking there's no way I can fucking lose because the only guys I didn't bet on are the fucking long shots. I got box trifectas all over the fucking board. I'm going literally there's literally like 3 horses that can place in the top 3 and that's the only way I'd lose. Lo and behold, I lost. Always dreaming fucked me.
Shit happens. Oh, NASCAR.
Oh, NASCAR. It is race day in NASCAR.
That I know 0 things about.
I know about 6 or 7 names, and that's about it. Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch, if he still races, I think he's actually retired.
Isn't Dale Earnhardt Jr. retiring after this?
He's Dale Earnhardt Jr. This is Jr.'s last year.
Yeah.
I partied with Dale Jr. Thank you. It was at MIS. It was a race, and someone we were with.
Siren you?
Someone we were with. It was this attractive woman.
Yeah.
She was probably in her 30s. Very attractive young lady. Well, older lady, younger lady. I don't know. But very attractive woman. She was walking around and she was doing something. I don't remember, but she was walking around and Dale Jr. was running. And he because we were in the infield. So, and he was running to go to a driver meeting, and he stops her and starts talking to her. He goes, and he asks her if she's single. She says, yeah. And he goes, all right, well, here's my number. I want you guys, are you with people? Like, do you have a group? And she goes, yeah, there's like 7 or 8 of us. She goes, oh, okay. And he's like, all right, well, here's my number. I want you guys to come and hang out with us in my RV after the race tonight. And so, she's like, are you shitting me? Like, you're joking, right? And he goes, no, call me. So she calls the number, and he shows him her phone, like, as she's calling him, or his phone, goes, see, I'm not fucking with you. It's my real number.
Jesus.
And then he goes to his driver's meeting. Well, then later that night, we ended up in his RV. Yeah.
Nice.
So it was a good time.
I met Danica Patrick one time, though she's Formula 1 now, but...
She's
I met her one time.
No, she was Formula 1 then. She's now NASCAR now.
See,
Or IndyCar.
This is
now
how
she's
little
NASCAR.
I know. This is how
she
little
started
I know.
IndyCar, now she's NASCAR.
This is how little I know.
But,
so,
anyways,
yeah, moving on. So, yeah, Zach Collins, I mean, the Kings have so many needs. They could really go anywhere. He just happens to be the best player on the board and at a huge position need for them. So, I think it's a no-brainer for them if he's still available at 10.
Definitely.
And if they still have their pick at 10.
So
I'm going to let you introduce this next topic because you brought this one up too.
All right, so I can't remember who it was, but someone released a poll.
No, we'll find out who it was, but continue talking.
I know, right? It was like one of the most random moments of my life, but it was fucking awesome.
I never even heard this story. I didn't know this was...
Let me tell you, his RV, one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. It was like nicer than any house I've ever been in. But anyways, so excuse me. Now recently I read an article of the top. It was basically
sorry.
top 50. Someone released an article of the top 50 most of your favorite athletes out there. And it was a poll of people of 12 and older. So it was a very wide array of a very wide demographic there. And it was basically, who was your favorite athlete out there right now? You had guys like, obviously LeBron, Derek Jeter was mentioned.
I don't know what this list is.
But anyways, there was one big glaring thing about this top 50 list was there is not a single active baseball player in the top 50. The closest one was 51, Anthony Rizzo.
Oh, 51. Well,
Yep.
They got close.
They got close, but didn't quite make the top 50.
Rizzuto.
However, you had Babe Ruth.
Can you spell Rizzuto?
Yeah, he retired last year. Was last year? Or the year before was last year. I think it was last year.
Yeah, Jeter just retired.
You had Derek Jeter. This article just came. This poll just came out, so this is new. This is all active people. So Derek Jeter was in the top 50. He was 13. Babe Ruth was mentioned, and Barry Bonds, I believe, was the other one.
You know who's
three
one?
retired players.
You know who's one?
No, I don't. I think it was LeBron. But 3 retired baseball players were the top 3 baseball players in this list.
Not Michael.
No, Michael Jordan.
Not the top. Oh, not
He
top
might have
right.
been number 1.
Yeah.
But
But
that, to me, is a very, very scary scenario for baseball. And big problem with that is that just tells me that baseball is not marketing very well. They're not marketing their superstars. The NFL, the NBA, and the NHL market their superstars. You hear all the time about Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin. You hear even more about guys
like LeBron James, Steph Curry.
hold on, like Tom Brady and Terrell Owens when he was playing, and Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger. You hear about the NFL superstars all the time. Ezekiel Elliott, guys like that. You hear even more about LeBron, Steph, whoever you want to, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, all those guys. You hear so much about them. But if you were to walk down the street and start asking random people who the number one, if they knew the number one superstar in baseball, Mike Trout, if they know who Mike Trout is, guarantee you get more no's than yeses. Guarantee you
How many
would.
people would know what team he plays for?
Probably less than 20%. That's my problem, though. Baseball does not know how to market their superstars. And a big problem is the fact that Mike Trout plays in the Angels, which plays at 10 o'clock at night for most people, which is late as hell. Their games end at 1.
Yeah.
And the other superstars, though, Nolan Arenado, nobody fucking knows who that is. Nobody but a baseball fan knows who he is, but he's probably one of the biggest superstars out there.
Yeah.
Manny Machado, same deal. You gonna fucking tell me who Manny Machado is? Do you even know who Manny Machado is?
Heard the name.
Exactly. What team does he play for?
Couldn't tell you.
Baltimore, thank you. But
I don't know who the second guy you named is.
Nolan Arenado is, I believe he plays for the Rockies right now. He did.
Hold on, we gotta.
He is...
Babe
Babe Ruth
Ruth?
is dead, plus his record is broken by Hank Aaron. Yes, Babe Ruth is dead, but he's still...
He's got a candy bar named after
He is a
him.
Rockies. He's a Rockies
got a-
second baseman.
I don't count
care,
Barry
Babe.
Roy Bonds record.
See,
We
that...
actually-
Okay,
we actually
hold
talked
on.
about this.
Hold on. You bring up a good argument here.
Yeah.
Think for a second for me. So, baseball obviously needs to fix that. The
Yeah.
fact that they don't market their players. They need to start marketing their stars.
Yeah.
They need to start bringing these stars into the limelight so people actually like them and follow them.
Yeah.
Think for a second for me. What was baseball's most popular time in the last 30 years? When did you hear the most about their superstars?
The steroid allegations.
Yes. Not just that, the steroid era as a whole.
When the media marketed them for them.
The steroid era as a whole was hands down the most marketable era of baseball in the last 50 years.
And it was the most marketed because of media coverage.
Not just that,
It
because
did it for
not
them
just
by
that though,
force.
because the guys who were using the steroids
Well,
were
you know,
doing
it was
things.
bad press, but it was press.
They were doing things that nobody else has done.
That's true too. Like
They
Barry
were
Bonds.
glorified.
Like
They were
Barry Bonds.
glorified villains, is what they were.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say to me?
Mark McGuire.
What would you say to me if I told you that if baseball wants to be relevant again, maybe they should lay off steroids a little bit?
Since the 80s, the 50s, the 40s.
It's the early 2000s. Baseball has been most marketable during the steroid era of all time. That hands down,
Really?
that's where you heard the most about baseball because that's when the players were the biggest.
But what?
Outside of maybe the Babe Ruth era. And
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
Lou Gehrig and
before
Mickey Mantle
the
era.
NFL and the NBA were huge,
But
So
they were
if you-
then, though. The NFL's
in the
always
50s,
been huge.
NBA and NFL were
Oh,
not that
baseball is America's pastime. That's the
Exactly,
pastime.
yeah.
But baseball
So
was
40s and 50s,
But see,
I'm
even
saying,
then,
just
though,
by
it's
default,
not
it would've been-
marketable, though.
big. I know. I'm saying just by default.
I'm talking in the
baseball
last
would've
50
been-
years, though.
Okay.
So, baseball right now needs to do something to make themselves marketable, make people want to follow these players. Am I crazy for saying maybe they should lay off steroids a little bit?
You know what I think they should do, which I'm not doubting that they do, but I haven't really seen much of it. I want the league to go out and try to get more branding deals done for their players.
Yeah, they should. That's one way.
Get
But
some-
if you want
get
these
more Nike
guys, if you
contracts
want
for
these
get
players
more
to
Under Armour
do
contracts
things,
for players, so they can appear in those commercials. They can be more wide.
see, Quick, I'll disagree with you there because baseball prices are the lowest of any sport on average.
Are they?
Yes, you can go to You can go to 8 Tigers games in the month of June for $45.
Oh, shit.
Total for the tickets. They have packages for
How the
that.
Tigers are a slouch of a team either. So
No, they're not. And tickets you can find online for $3 to $6. Seats aren't
Oh,
great,
Okay.
but they're cheap as fuck.
Okay.
The only time you can find tickets like that in the NBA is when your team is absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
The only time you can find that in the NHL is, well, just about never. In the NFL, you'd be laughed at.
Yeah, this year we could get like $4 tickets for the Piss.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You can find those tickets when your team is dog shit. But
Well,
in baseball,
last year when they were good, you weren't finding anything below 25.
but in baseball, in a random fucking middle of the week or a random weekend, you can find tickets for $6
Yeah.
or $7 or $8. You can find cheap tickets.
Yeah.
It's the easiest sport to get seats like that. You can never do that in the NFL, ever. Now, I'm going to go out and say, and this is a complete devil's advocate for everything I believe about baseball, because I'm very traditionalist when it comes to baseball, and I'm going to say maybe baseball should start not being so stringent on steroids. Maybe let a guy slide because he did something.
Can I ask you a question
If he's a
real quick?
superstar, cater to your superstars. The guy you find out your superstars doing steroids, maybe only a 5-game suspension.
Can I ask you a quick question though?
Make them relevant.
Just going back to the ticket thing. Do you? I'm generally asking this question. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many baseball parks actually sell out on a daily basis?
On a daily basis, not many.
Okay.
Even your best teams on a daily basis, on a random Tuesday night game, I guarantee you it's not full.
Well,
Then again, though,
it's tough. You're playing
they
at
see-
like
they-
you're playing at like 2:00 on a work day.
Well,
like,
I'm talking a Tuesday night game. Most of
okay.
the weekday games are night games. They're not normally weekday games.
that's what I've always found weird.
Now,
about
the
baseball
rule in
is there's
baseball-
so many day games.
The rule here's why. The rule in baseball is if you are ending a series and you go on the road after that, the final game of that series is a day game because you got to travel.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why you have so many day games. Now, most of those games, usually on average for a good team, is about 70% full.
Yeah.
Granted, you're also talking about a 40 to 50,000 seat stadium, so it's a lot more
You know,
seats
also
in the
want to
NBA.
see too, a little the different direction with this. I want to see the numbers that fantasy baseball does compared to like fantasy football or fantasy basketball.
I'm going to say that probably not as well as fantasy. I'm going to say on probably very comparative to fantasy basketball, and it's only because of the fact that it is a goddamn grind.
Yeah.
Fantasy football is
a
nowhere near the
daily
same
thing for, like,
exactly.
6
Fantasy
months.
football is nowhere near the same type of grind that
Yeah.
fantasy baseball is, or fantasy basketball. That's why. We're advertising more. I literally haven't seen any baseball
Mm-hmm.
adverts anywhere. They don't advertise regular season games. The only time anyone ever cares about it is when the World Series rolls around. After that, it's like everyone falls into a postseason coma. I mean, you're kind of right there. They do okay in the local markets. They advertise the games. I see every now and then a few big time, prime time type rivalry games, like say the Yankees are playing the Red Sox. They'll advertise that on ESPN or whatever network they're playing it on.
Yeah.
But outside of that, no, you don't see many national marketing ploys. You do see the local ones for your team, and that's it. But that's about it. And don't wake up till the series rolls around again. You're right. But that's all you see for advertising. But I'm going to go a step further and say that it's not just the league's fault. I'm going to say that it is just the league's fault, but I'm not going to say that it's entirely on their shoulders, that the players need to be more relevant themselves. These players need to put themselves in limelight like NBA players have. Granted, the league doesn't let them, but they need to. And you also need to see these. The problem with the league is it's gotten so much of the league polices itself to where if a guy does anything that's non-gentlemanly in baseball, you're just going to get hit. They're just going to plunk you. Look at Jose Bautista the other night. Did another bat flip because he was been struggling so much lately. He hit another home run for the first time, God knows when. He's got like 3 on the year. He's hitting 200. He's having a horrible year. He hits a home run, and out of frustration, he flips his bat and trots around the bases. Very next at bat, he gets plunked. That's a problem with baseball. I get going after someone, but if you're going after a guy because he just showboated a home run because he pimped a home run like you're supposed to, I want to see players.
I want to see more character.
Fans want to see more character out of these players. They want to see the anger. They want to see the passion. They want to see all that. When Jose Bautista in the playoffs last year did that epic fucking bat flip where he launched it 25 feet in the air, that was awesome.
I just realized something, and I think not the answer, but an answer to this question. Could it be that baseball is the least individualistic sport before?
Absolutely not.
Because with
no, I'd say football is the least individual.
Well, with football, like your skill positions are still very much like.
Yes,
there's
you're right on that aspect.
There's not as much separation between the positions, like where it's kind of like everyone.
You're right on that aspect. Now, watch this bat flip real quick.
I saw. Well, I've seen it.
This is fucking insane, and the way he pimped this home run is the best home run pimpage I've ever seen, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah, I've seen it multiple times, man.
I gotta watch
this
it.
Was all
this
over.
literally and this literally just
This was all over Twitter, all over ESPN.
I'm a baseball traditionalist, but I have no problem with watching a guy pimp the shit out of a home run.
It's like have his head inside out.
That's called a rally cap in baseball.
Huh?
It's baseball is very, very ritualistic and superstitious. Turning the hat inside out and wearing it on your head is called a rally cap. It's basically superstition.
If your team needs to rally.
It's a rally to get runs. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, it's called a
rally cap. Kind of like wearing pajamas inside out for a snow day?
Yes. It's ritualistic.
You bomb lives in Texas. I don't think you probably know about that.
But, see, the way he pimps the shit out of this home run.
I've seen it.
It makes me go nuts. And I love it. And that's one thing I want to see more of in baseball. I want to see these guys showing emotion. I want to see them going to the plate, blasting a bomb, and flipping the bat. I want to see it. George Brett had a great bat flip when he played.
Yeah.
Brett Boone was the great bat flip guy. He had a great bat flip. He hit a home run. You saw him flip the shit out of it.
Also, the NBA was for a time like in the late thousands, early tens. They were going this direction with the technical fouls getting so out of hand that they were basically barring emotion from the game.
Oh, absolutely.
So if someone just got fired up after a crazy play that happened, or if someone
that wasn't, you're right. Let them celebrate. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you, Whiskey Claire. Yeah, seriously, quit the naive shit. I want to see more infield fights. True. The Rougned Odor Jose Bautista shit was fun. But
so do you think it has anything to do with just baseball fandom in general?
I think baseball is so controlled. Baseball is run and controlled by old guy. Yeah. By the guy who's 60 years old who wants you to play the game the right way.
There you go.
They don't let these players play and be themselves.
Because you are that guy. So
I am a traditionalist baseball fan, but I have no problem with pimping the shit out of a home run or pimping the shit out of a great play. No problem with that whatsoever. I love it. It's exciting. I have no problem with watching a fight. Honestly, I have no problem with watching a guy get plunked. Granted, I'm a pitcher, but and I may or may not have done that a few hundred times, but I love watching intense situations of baseball because it needs that.
Yeah.
And you know what creates that type of shit? Is when a guy is better than everyone else. Yeah. When you have a cream of superstars that is better than everyone else. And you know what helps that?
As long as they're all on the same team.
You know what helps that? No. You know what helps that? Steroids. Steroids do. They do. So I'm going to ask you a question here. Should baseball start...
So you're advocating steroids? Is that what...
I'm giving an argument to advocate steroids. Wow. I don't want steroids in baseball, but I'm saying if baseball were to very quietly lay off a little bit on how strict they are about steroids, as long as it made baseball relevant again... On the inside, I don't think I'd hate it over that much.
I think, not to the extent, but I think baseball will start turning into kind of like the WWE. Where
not to the extent,
where everything you're watching him like this is all fake.
The only thing is though is there's no 100% no argument against this to say that the hardest thing to do in sports is to hit a baseball. It is hands down the hardest thing to do in sports. Anybody can make a basket. Anybody can swing a hockey stick and score a goal. Anybody can throw a football.
Lacrosse is hard.
But no, to get the timing down.
Yeah, I
And
agree
to
with you.
get the pinpoint location of hitting a baseball, not to mention just hitting a home run was even harder. To get that kind of contact in the perfect spot on your bat with that amount of muscle and that speed of the ball coming at you, that is the hardest thing to do in sports. Let's make it exciting. Allow these guys to be proud of the fact and show the emotion that they're feeling because they did the hardest thing to do in sports. That's what I want to see. I want to see these guys have a fucking personality on the field and show it.
Yeah.
Baseball needs to let them. So, for me to advocate for steroids, that was when baseball was most exciting. When you saw Barry Bonds blast the shit out of a home run, and then he walks to first. He just drops the bat where he's at. This perfect Barry Bonds move. He swings the shit out of the ball, drops the bat, and takes off. That's Barry Bonds. He gets to the plate, goes like that. Sammy Sosa, as he pimps his home run, the little jump star thing that he used to do. That shit I love to watch. I want to see more of it. I don't want to see baseball turn into an old guy sport.
Well, my turn to, as I said, my turn to tell you.
I'm not saying everybody start doing steroids. I'm saying if baseball were to lay off a little bit on the steroids, right now guys are doing steroids are getting kicked out of baseball entirely.
I think we just disagree a little bit.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying I want guys to do steroids. I'm just saying if baseball were to kind of be a little bit more lenient on it, with a first-time offender or a second-time offender, then it would be different. Not every guy in baseball is going to do steroids.
I think they should first. I just think they should first try, upping the marketing, getting some baseball
But
some of your superstars out
baseball
there.
marketing's already out there. That's not what it is, though.
I'm not seeing much of it, man.
Then you're not paying attention.
I'm seeing catch this game at 8:00.
Then you're not paying enough attention.
But
Baseball
I want to
marketing
see
is there.
how they do the NBA, a minute-long ad where you just they show your superstars doing donks and flashy moves.
They have those,
and then they show
they have
NBA
those. They have those for baseball.
Where amazing happens.
They have
that
those,
shit for
Andrew.
baseball.
I'm telling you, they have those for
Do
baseball.
they still do those where amazing happens commercials?
Yes, they have those for baseball too.
Oh,
You've never seen the commercials of Kirk Gibson rounding the bases like this? The commercial that's the highlight that's played 1 billion fucking times.
Then again, I haven't been watching TV as much recently, but no.
And they have those commercials of where amazing happens, or I don't believe this is amazingness, like that type of stuff. They have those commercials for baseball.
Yeah.
That's not their problem. Their biggest problem is the fact that they don't have personalities on the field that people can relate to or people can get excited about. Mike Trout's a very even-keeled guy.
Can you hear the walk-up music on the TV?
No.
You should.
The walk-up music's
They
fun.
should stream it through the broadcast.
I'm just saying that baseball needs to allow their players to show emotion.
I think that might be a copyright issue, but
It is.
anyway.
But they need to allow their players to show emotion. That's the biggest thing for me. They need to be exciting. They don't need to turn the game into an old man's sport because it's not. Baseball's a young guy's sport. It is. Most kids play baseball. They do. Let's see more of that. Let's see the youth and the excitement of what's there. That's what I want to see out of baseball. So moving on from that,
there are multiple answers, but it's kind of in the same realm here. This is a topic we've had on the show for a while, but we've been saving it for a Saturday for a beer stream show. So this is a general topic. In all of sports, who would you say are the most unlikable teams or the most unlikable players?
Also, when Barry hit those homers, to me, it wasn't that entertaining because that dude was on steroids. I mean, by the time he left the league, he could hardly track the fucking ball because his neck was as fat as Rosie O'Donnell's midsection. Now, I'll always have respect for Barry Bonds on the aspect that the guy was just an amazing pure hitter. Not just for how far he hit the ball, but the fact that the eye that he had and the discipline that he had at the plate was better than anyone in the league. I posted the video, the stat last week where I talked about if he never even went to the plate with a bat, and you simulated based on statistics all of his at bats. The pitcher didn't know he didn't have a bat, but you used all his statistics and of how many strikes versus balls are thrown to him, how many balls he takes, whatever. If you go by that statistic, he still would have had an OBP of 608, which is 1 point below his highest OBP in 2004. That was for the 2004 season. That's unreal. The guy had an incredible eye and was one of the best pure baseball players out there. How hard he hit the ball and how far he hit the ball was helped by steroids. But how good he was at baseball was all.
He had a good eye for the ball.
He not just good eye. He was the best. He had the best eye of anyone ever. Now,
anyway, so moving on to the
most unlikable teams and players. Now, obviously LeBron's up there. He's very unlikable. Very. He is. There's
He's
a
very
lot of
divisive. We'll say that much.
A lot of people hate him.
A lot of people love him too.
I'd say that's more the minority than the majority.
Because you just said he was just on the top of like favorite.
He
players.
is, but a lot of people hate him. Golden State, I can see. I would say the New York Yankees used to be, but I'm saying that they're not anymore. Because the New York Yankees aren't what the vintage New York Yankees used to do. The vintage New York Yankees used to buy championships. Now they've got a lot of young talent that they've homegrown on that team, and they look really good. They're actually becoming a team people like.
Yeah.
The Patriots is a great example. Tom Brady's a great example.
I'm going a little bit different direction than mine. I'm going a little bit homer here, but not really because I'm kind of trashing the home team.
The Pistons.
Yeah. I'm going the Pistons because it's a team that plays like they don't want to be there.
If a team
And
is
if a team plays like you don't want to be there, how can they expect you
honestly
to want to watch them and want
not
to care
just
about
that,
them?
it's not just that. They're straight up just boring to watch. They're not fun to watch. You're watching a bad basketball product. Even when they win, they're not exciting. They're a bad
Like, the
basketball
general fan
team.
doesn't care if a team is bad as long as they see them compete on a night-to-night basis. But
As long as they're exciting.
like again, I've seen much worse Pistons teams, but
Exactly. But this team was so hard to watch.
Yeah.
This team was harder to
I
watch than
gave
some
up
of those
watching.
awful teams.
I've never done this. I gave up watching like the last 30 games. I
Even
just
some of the
stopped watching
awful
altogether.
teams that the Pistons have had in the last half decade, this team was harder to watch than that.
Yeah.
They were boring. And I'll completely agree with you there. I mean, I'm sure every city's experienced that before, and obviously we get that at the home. The player for Golden State who sprained that guy's ankle, can't remember.
Zaza Pachulia.
Can't remember that fuck six name. Also, that guy who was hitting dudes in the balls. Draymond Green. Draymond Green, I can understand.
I can see him being unlikable.
Zaza Pachulia,
I have a
don't
soft
think
spot in my heart because went to my school.
Michigan
but
State, but
I have a soft spot in my heart.
Zaza
for him.
Pachulia, I can't put on this list because nobody gives a shit who he is. Half the people don't even know who. They'd say Zaza.
Nothing easy.
Who the fuck
Game
is Zaza?
7, baby.
Who the
Game 7.
People would say, who the fuck is Zaza Pachulia? So I can't put him on that list. But, I mean, guys like James Harden, I can see being a little bit unlikable because of the beard. Like, yeah.
I don't see James Harden being that
I
unlikable.
don't. I could see people not liking Kevin Durant anymore
I
because
can
of what he
see
did.
there's a lot of people who don't like Kevin Durant.
Let's see. Who else can we think of? Let's go to the NFL route.
Suarez,
Eugenio Suarez?
the guy who bites people.
Yeah, that's Eugenio Suarez. Yeah, that's a guy who
Is it
people
like
don't
Raul
like.
Suarez? I thought,
No, it's
or
Eugenio.
Luis Suarez.
You might be...
That's Luis Suarez. I think it's Luis
It's
Suarez.
Wait.
I don't think it's Eugenio. I've never heard of Eugenio Suarez.
I thought it was Eugenio. It is Luis. Oh, no,
Luis
it's
Suarez. Yeah,
Luis
it is.
Alberto Suarez. You're
Yeah.
right. Who is Eugenio Suarez?
I don't
then?
know, but that guy's unlikable. That guy was biting motherfuckers in the World Cup. Like,
You might be thinking of a different... No, that's him.
no, that's him. That's for sure him.
Who the fuck is Eugenio? Oh, Eugenio Suarez is a baseball player. Yeah, he's a baseball player. He used to play for the Tigers. That's why I'm thinking of that.
Anyway,
But Luis Suarez is a perfect example of that.
wanting he literally got voted in for the All-Star game, and
I know he did.
by the previous years way of doing it, he would have been an All-Star,
Mm-hmm.
All-Star starter. Like, thank God they changed it when they did.
Don't
Because
get
he
me wrong.
almost was an All-Star starter the year before too.
Don't get me wrong.
just missed it.
Zaza Pachulia is very effective for what he does for the Warriors. Way more effective than Andrew Bogut ever was. He's perfect for that
Well,
team.
Andrew Bogut can stay on the floor.
Exactly.
But as far as unlikable players though, you have like Raul Suarez. I don't know if people know him. Yeah, the Bruins are too. You're right. Chara gets a lot of hate on the Bruins.
I'd say there's more hated players on the Bruins.
Yeah.
I'd say Brad Marchand because he's such a dirty fucking player with the slew foot. Todd
Penguins.
Yep, the Penguins are a great example of
Probably
that. The
Crosby.
Blackhawks are another team that people love to hate. There's a lot of teams out there that people just love to hate. The Red Sox
So,
are a great example of that.
Let's go into this then real quick. What do you think is the number one factor that causes a team or a player to be the most unlikable in a fan's eyes?
Team, I'd say it's buying championships.
Buying championships.
Yep. Like the Warriors did, like the Yankees
Yeah.
have always done, the Red Sox
Like
did.
you saw the Heat immediately.
Heat
as soon,
did.
as soon as
The Cavs are doing it right
As soon as
now.
LeBron and Bosh went in, everyone hated the Heat.
Exactly.
Immediately.
Buying a championship is a bona fide model way to become a
Except
hated
for
team.
now. Except for now, it's called the Heat as soon as they.
Yeah,
as soon
because
as
he's a fucking butt boy for LeBron. LeBron's a bitch, first off. He's a butt boy for LeBron,
Is this
though.
the fourth LeBron's a bitch drop we've had on the show?
It's probably been more than that.
Oh man.
Probably said it 4 times in that one show in particular where I had the rant. But it's buying a championship is the perfect way for people to hate you as a team. That's the perfect way because, again, it's going by the Yankees mantra. And people always have loved to hate the Yankees. Getting good players when their team is already good, like the Patriots Warriors. Again, buying a championship. That's what we're talking about. Like, when you... That's the Yankee way.
I think on the player end, I think it's playing dirty, not playing the right way. Trying to circumvent the rules.
Yeah. Vontaze Burfict, James Harrison, people don't like them.
Yeah. Sue,
people didn't like him. He circumvented the rules all the time. I mean...
Sue,
I don't
Sue
blame
was completely unlikable because he would do dirty shit in the field and then completely deny it after.
Yeah.
That
I didn't stop at his arm. I just fell
I was
backwards.
removing myself.
Yeah, I was off balance. Okay. Now, Durant, I don't blame him for leaving either.
I agree with you.
I thought Durant saw the writing on the wall when James Harden was sent away. When he left. That was what was the big tell-off for me. Was Durant was going to leave then. But I do blame Durant for the way he did it. I don't think he owed OKC anything. I think he owed Russell Westbrook at least a, hey, I'm going to go here, not just a, oh, hey, ESPN says that he's going there. I think that the way he did it, the team he chose is why people hate him. I would have taken the money anyway. There's more chance for him to win championships at Golden State. I agree with you, and I probably would have done the same thing.
So here's my take on Durant.
The fact that he went there is basically people saying that he's just buying a championship, buying his way to a
I don't blame him for leaving OKC at all because it really didn't look like the team was going anywhere.
Well, they went to Game 7 against the Warriors the year before.
They did. But again, when you have a max contract for Durant, you got a max contract for Russ. There's not much more. There's not much more room left for that team to grow. So
you can always argue, though, he doesn't need to take a max contract. He really is loyal to that team. He doesn't need to. I don't blame him for leaving at all. I blame him for going to Golden State as the team he picked.
And towards the end of that year, though, there were rumblings of him and Russ not getting along anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't blame him for moving himself from that team, but what I do blame him for is going to the easiest situation possible.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The easiest situation for him to win. That's what I blame him for. Durant has no loyalty for his team. Dirk could have gone to a better team, but he stayed. There's no loyalty in sports. None. Whatsoever. It doesn't exist.
What?
Teams are not... The only loyalty in sports is fans to their team. That's it. You're full of shit if you say otherwise, because teams will let a guy walk, and a player will walk the first minute he gets a bigger contract now.
Dirk hasn't done that. Like
Dirk is the one anomaly, because he's an old school player.
Tim Duncan never did that. He took pay cuts
Old school players. Old school players. I'm saying today.
Well, these guys play today. But I'm saying you're saying of people that have been in the league.
You're talking
for
about a guy whose
10
contract was signed in the old times. Whose contracts.
God, make me feel old.
It's true though. Today's game, there's no loyalty in sports. These teams don't give a shit about their fans.
Yeah,
all they want is the dollar sign.
It's all about the money perceived.
Exactly. All they want is these teams only want money and success. They don't give a shit about whether or not you show up as long as you pay.
Oh yeah, look at Drummond. Do you think he would have stayed if we didn't give him a max contract?
Fuck no.
Do you think he gives a fuck that we're
There
losing?
is not a single player.
You know what he said? Last week when the Pistons unveiled the new logo at whatever park they're at, I forgot. Campus Marshes. He said he was asked he's been working on the offseason, and he just blatantly admitted he hasn't shot a single free throw all offseason.
Yeah, he broke because of his nose.
The fuck does that have to do with free throws?
I know. Trust me. Now. There's literally Dirk never left. However, the guy has a massive contract.
It's all about the sneaker
to stay
deal.
in Dallas,
Look at Alonzo. I don't think Dirk has that massive of a contract.
It's like 25 mil. It is 25 mil.
Oh.
There are 25 million reasons why Dirk Nowitzki stayed in Dallas.
I love how you look at Connor just so you can make that comment.
Yes, there are 25 million reasons why he stayed there. At 37 years old, I don't know that any other team is giving him $25 million. Sorry, not going to happen. So Dirk had a reason to stay there, which was the $25 million. So to say he didn't stay for the money is completely wrong, because he kind of did. Now... Someone like Tim Duncan's different. Granted, he played back when David Robinson played, when the game was actually worth watching. So, today, though, there is no loyalty whatsoever in sports. It doesn't exist. Teams aren't loyal to their players. Players aren't loyal to their teams. Nobody takes... Outside of Tom Brady...
a lot less players stick with their teams for the whole careers than you saw.
Outside of Tom Brady, nobody is taking less money and saying, build a team around me. Tim Duncan's gone.
I know, but I'm saying you're saying outside. They play in the same era.
And Tim Duncan's not even been a relevant player since the day he turned 34. Really? What did he do last year outside of play 12 minutes a game?
That was his last year.
Okay, the year before that he wasn't any good either.
He was still pretty good.
What, 15 points a game?
It's still 15
That's
points.
garbage
boards
for
a
Tim
game is
Duncan.
still
That's
solid.
literally that's a shell of Tim
For
Duncan.
Tim Duncan, you're talking about one of the greatest power forwards of all time.
Okay, but if I'm paying this guy, I want him to fucking be him.
Okay, but he took a huge pay cut to stay.
The last 4 years of his career, that's not a pay cut. That's what his market value is. If not, he's being overpaid for what he produced. You're not paying the guy for now. They paid him for what he did before, which that's fucking stupid. And that's why I'm saying that there's no loyalty, because I guarantee you if Tim Duncan didn't get that much
I'm
money,
not disagreeing
if Tim
with you.
Duncan got market value for a player who put up his numbers, he wouldn't have played.
I'm not disagreeing with you,
Promise
but
you.
you just said yourself Tim Duncan was the anomaly, and I was agreeing with that point.
He's one anomaly because of the team he played for.
Yeah,
However,
all I'm saying
if
is you're seeing
Tim
it a lot
Duncan
less
if
frequently.
Tim Duncan had been offered the market value for what that type of player that he put up in his last 5 years of his contract, promise you he would not have stayed. Promise you.
The team was had less points after. Yeah,
Absolutely, and rebounds and
that's
blocks
the definition
and
of prime.
everything.
Your prime is when you're averaging the most points.
I'm saying though, if Tim Duncan was actually paid market value for the production that he put on the floor, he would not have stayed. He was overpaid for his production late in his career. During his prime, that's different. During his prime is way different.
How
But
much was
late in
he
his
paid?
career,
Because we don't think he was paid that much towards the end of his career.
yeah. But in the end of his career, a guy of that caliber makes $5 million a year.
15-10 guy?
A what?
A 15-10 guy? Is that
Sorry,
$5 million?
$7 million a year.
Yeah, he played.
He did give them a massive discount at the end of his contract, but a guy
2
who,
years, 10 mil.
but in the last 2 years of his contract, his average numbers were like 5 and 2.
Let's see. Pull Tim Duncan's ass. I'm just curious. I'm not trying to like argue you on this. I'm just curious. I'm like legitimately curious.
Tim Duncan's stats.
Just go to
Yeah, best reference. Last 2
All right.
years.
So his
He
second last, he had
averaged
15 and what?
Last
15 and 9
the
points.
Second to last year, 14 points and where are the rebounds? Right here.
9.
And 9 rebounds. So a guy who probably makes 10 million a year.
Yeah,
I'd
so
say 10.
he took a pay cut for that last season, and then yeah,
That second to last season, his
Yeah.
last season,
The second
5
one,
million
yeah.
a year is high for someone of that output.
not in this CBA though.
Okay, that's a different. That was
Yeah,
the
it was-
that's
yeah,
the
it's
old
different.
CBA.
Yeah, yeah.
On a year ago, can't remember, or a year ago, can't remember. I'm
Tim
Tim
Duncan
Duncan
is-
was last. He was like Marshawn Lynch at their press conference a couple years ago. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Y'all know why I'm here. But no, Tim Duncan was overpaid for what the production he put out in his remaining years. In his final years, he was a little bit overpaid. I guarantee he wouldn't have been
just
there if
saw
he was
second
given
last year,
if he
he
was
was-
given market value for what he did in his last year. He wouldn't have played. I'm sorry, he wouldn't have. He
Well,
would
it
have
was
retired.
It was a 2. He was
I
given the whole market
understand.
value.
Not in his
Just
last
so.
year.
It was a 2-year contract.
But in the old CBA, I bet you that
saying it was-
15.
it was a
I
2-year
bet you
contract.
it was probably front loaded. First off, and second off, I bet you in that second to last year under the old CBA, that is probably market value for Tim Duncan. If it's 7.5 million a year, that's market value. For a guy who puts up 14 and 9, that's market value.
I
7.5.
think we'll just disagree on that.
No, market
But,
value for in the old CBA, not this CBA, old CBA. That's market value for a guy like that.
Well, you still have players getting paid a shit ton by then too.
Yeah, if they put up 25 and 10,
No, like average
14
players,
and 9 guys.
average
No.
players getting paid a shit ton.
No, not in that CBA. Now, you know why I'm here. But that it's just there's no loyalty in sports.
No,
There's
I
not.
agree with you there. I
There's
agree with you there. Yeah.
So
Anyway.
moving on to our final topic. It's a movie topic for you guys. Did 4 sports. We're switching over to movies a little bit here. So my boy sent me something earlier today and said, we're going to have you bid. I'm going to present you some movies, and I'm going to have you decide whether or not you're bidding on these movies. I'm a production company right now. Am I bidding on the movies?
So-
he's pitching to me. We're going to find out.
So these are all.
I get three to bid on. We're
These
gonna go
are-
one by one. I'm gonna say if I'm bidding on it or not, and if I want to rescind a bid, I'm going
Let's
to.
yeah. If you hit 3.
Yep,
yeah.
and I want to go
So
again.
these are all. These are. I believe. Are these 10 films? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got 12 films being sold that are for sale at the Cannes Film Festival this year. Mm-hmm. So these are all.
You're gonna go through all 12?
Yeah, we're gonna pick 3.
Holy
They're quick.
shit.
So I'm gonna give you like a sentence or 2 synopsis, director and stars.
Okay.
Okay. And you're gonna tell me you're gonna bid. You want to bid on this or not? And then if you see another one after you hit 3 that you want to bid on,
Yeah.
you take it out. And I'll join you on this. So the first one of the 12 is called Red Sea Diving Resort, directed by Gideon Raff, famous for Homeland.
Okay.
cast Chris Evans, Greg Kinnear, Ben Kingsley. And it's quick synopsis. The Captain America actor Chris Evans will play an Israeli spy tasked with rescuing thousands of refugees trapped in 1970s Sudan.
Wait, say it again. Sorry.
Chris Evans is going to play an Israeli spy tasked with rescuing thousands of refugees trapped in 1970s Sudan.
He's tasked with rescuing.
He's an Israeli spy that his mission is to rescue a bunch of refugees in Sudan.
Oh, the country Sudan. I don't know why I thought you were saying
in a sedan.
Like, I'm picturing a bunch of refugees in a 4-door Kadar, in a 4-door car.
I've really seen him playing a Jew.
Wait, who is it? Wait, who is
Chris
it?
Evans.
Oh no, I don't see that as a Jew. He's not Jewy enough.
But anyway, so do you bid on this one or no?
I'm gonna pass on this one for now.
You're gonna pass this one. This will be my first bid. I haven't even read through all these,
so hold on. Chris Evans is playing an Israeli spy having to rescue.
Tasked with rescuing thousands of refugees trapped in 1970s Sudan. I think you're passing.
I'll bid on it. That sounds exciting. Sounds exciting. I'll bid on it.
Change your mind. All right. Second one.
He's more getting my shower blonde hair, if you know what I mean.
Second one is called Ophelia, directed by Claire McCarthy. I'm not very familiar with her.
Nope.
Cast Naomi Watts, Daisy Ridley of Star Wars fame.
Okay.
Clive Owen and Tom Felton.
Daisy Ridley is
what the fuck's her name?
the star, right?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, she's hot. Okay,
I can't
continue.
remember her name. Ray.
Ray. Yep.
Clive Owen and Tom Felton.
Okay.
A.k.a. Draco Malfoy.
Yep.
And it's basically Hamlet told from the heroine's perspective. Ophelia.
Hamlet told from the heroine.
From Ophelia's perspective.
Okay.
Remember, if you're big on this, you're expecting this to make money.
I'm passing.
Yeah, I'm passing too. I don't think many people want to go see a Shakespeare movie.
Not just that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying people don't want to go see a movie from the standpoint of someone who's not the actual star of the play. So, yeah, I'm passing on that.
All right. Third film. Directed by Drew Pearce. It's called Hotel Artemis. Cast Jodie Foster, Sterling Brown, Jenny Slate, Jeff Goldblum, and Dave Bautista.
Interesting. What's this movie called?
Hotel Artemis.
Okay.
And basically, Jodie Foster plays a nurse at a hospital for dangerous criminals. That's what I have. Jodie Foster plays a nurse at a hospital for dangerous criminals.
How badly are these criminals wounded?
Well, I can see if I can give you a bigger synopsis.
No, don't. Let's just go off these short synopsis. I think I'm gonna pass on that. Because how much can happen at a fucking hospital? I work at a hospital. Nothing like it's exciting, but it's not movie exciting.
I kind of want to go where they're going with this. I'm gonna throw in a buy for this one for now. I don't want to lose this one, so I'm gonna throw in a bid for this one.
You know what? Just so I don't lose it, I'll bid it. Also, just so I don't lose it. That's
Stop
a bottom.
following
bid.
me.
That's a bottom bid.
Stop bidding on my movie.
Fuck you.
Anyway, next movie is called Book Club.
Do you mean for the criminally insane?
Dangerous Criminals.
That's interesting. That would be fun. Okay, continue. What's this movie called?
Yeah, is it a psych hospital? It doesn't specify if it's a psych hospital or a regular hospital. But Book Club, directed by Bill Holderman, another person I'm not familiar with. Diane Keaton, Jane Fonda, Candice Bergen round out the cast. 3 acting icons unite as girlfriends whose lives are changed by 50 Shades of Grey.
Sell. No, get it away from
Whose
me.
lives are changed by 50 Shades of Grey.
No, get away.
Yeah, because the 50 Shades of Grey itself, outside the books, was not very successful at all.
No.
And the book shouldn't be
selling,
successful as they are. Yeah, I'm
get
selling
away
too.
from me. I'm not even looking at it. I'm gonna laugh when I see it.
I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole.
Nope.
And it's all old people too. So like, anyway, director Promised Land is the next film, directed by Eugene Jericki.
Okay.
Starring, it doesn't even list any stars. Interesting. Oh, you know why? I think this might be a documentary.
Oh.
So, it's a music documentary. Music documentary. Jericki takes a road trip across America in Elvis Presley's Rolls Royce, with musical guests help illuminate the mood of the country.
Is Elvis Presley in the Rolls?
No, it's just his Rolls Royce, with musical guests to help illuminate the mood of the country.
Nope, sounds too Amy Schumer for me. I'm gonna sell this one. I don't see that being all that successful.
Me neither. Yeah, I might actually watch this though, because it does sound interesting. It sounds like something I might be interested in, but I'm gonna sell it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna put a bid in on this one.
No.
So we both have 2 bids right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next film, All the Old Knives, directed by James Marsh, cast Chris Pine, Michelle Williams. Mm-hmm. Two sexy leads playing spies and ex-lovers.
That movie's been done a billion times.
Is it
I'm
Mr.
buying.
and Mrs. Smith?
I'm buying because that movie's always successful.
Oh man, I don't.
No, documentaries aren't that lucrative. You're right
Yeah.
about that. I'm buying it because that type of movie's always successful.
I'm not going to bid on this one because Chris Pine and Michelle Williams are not Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie though.
That's true, but
the thing.
even think of other movies that are of that type. They're all successful.
Allied, that was not successful. It's a good movie, but not make that much money.
But there's other movies of that those similarities that don't have huge stars that are super successful though.
So you're buying that one?
Yeah,
You're
I'm gonna
bidding on
buy
that
it.
one?
Yeah, I'm gonna bid on it.
I'm not going to bid on that one. So, next one is Bubbles, directed by Taika Waititi and co-directed by Mark Gustafson. So Taika Waititi's guys directing Thor Ragnarok. And it's a stop-motion biopic about Michael Jackson's celebrity pet chimp.
Pass.
It's called Bubbles.
Pass. That just sounds stupid. How can you? What is so interesting about this damn monkey that it can make a movie
This means more. Again, that didn't make much money, but that was a good movie too. But that was two friends who were spies that were competing for the same girl, I believe. Mm-hmm.
But that movie of the lovers thing has been done billions of times. That's like the most common movie out there. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on Bubbles.
I'm passing on Bubbles too.
That sounds stupid.
H Block, directed by Jim Sheridan. Cast Pierce Brosnan, Jamie Dornan, and Cillian Murphy. That's an interesting cast. The true life story of 30 IRA members who bust out of maximum security prison in Northern Ireland.
I'm gonna buy that.
I'm buying that one too.
Hardcore, and I'm gonna get rid of
that one. I'm bidding on.
I'm gonna get rid of my Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith buy?
Yeah.
So you've bought H Block. What else did you buy? You bought Red Sea
1 and 2.
Red Sea Diving Resort, Hotel Artemis, I believe. Are the 3 you bought?
Yeah, because you've bought you. That's now your 3 also.
Yeah.
We've got the same 3 now.
Okay. So moving on, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 left.
What was Hotel Artemis again?
Hotel Artemis was the Jodie Foster one. She's the nurse at for dangerous criminals and a hospital for dangerous criminals.
Pierce Brosnan's like 1,000,000 years old now. He ain't getting that octopus
like
he used to.
Hey, I still love me some Pierce Brosnan, man.
Fuck yeah, Pierce Brosnan's the shit.
Anyway, Freak Shift is the next one, directed by Ben Wheatley. Cast Alicia Vikander, another Armie Hammer. I like Alicia Vikander. She's cute. Mm-hmm. This Misfits versus Monsters thriller could be a breakout project for we. Okay, we need to look up a synopsis for this one. All I know is it's a Misfits versus Monsters thriller. So let's get you an actual synopsis here. So it looks like this might be a horror film. A band of misfits hunt down and kill underground nocturnal monsters.
No synopsis.
Well, so basically, a band of misfits hunts down and kills underground nocturnal monsters.
That's literally what that says.
Yeah, misfits versus monsters.
Yeah.
Are you kicking one of the 3 movies out and bidding on this one?
I'm gonna ask you first. I'm gonna let you go first. Damn, Alicia Vikander's hot.
I'm gonna kick out the Jodie Foster one. I'm gonna bid on this one.
That's Hotel Artemis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. I think this. I think they both have horror movie sounds to them. Mm-hmm. I think this one is a better horror movie. If this one
is done right,
Armie Hammer is a discount Channing.
Yeah. Yes. I think it's the most perfect I've ever heard Armie Hammer described.
Yes.
Oh man, but yeah, I think if they do this right, this could be one of those sneaky movies that they release February that just gets a shit ton of money.
Yep.
But next film, director Josh Trank, cast Tom Hardy.
Ooh.
Hardy plays Al Capone in his twilight years.
I'm gonna kick out my monster movie. I'm buying that one. I'm bidding on that one. Al Capone is such an awesome character.
Might have to do the same.
I'm doing that. So we've got one.
So far, both got Fonzo then.
H Block.
And
the Chris Evans one.
Yeah, the one with the Israeli spy. Yep. Okay.
Clearly, we're fans of more action movies.
Last 2, Shotgun. It's called Shotgun, directed by Hannah Marks and Joey Power. Okay. Cast Maika Monroe, Jeremy Allen White, Marissa Tomei, Gina Gershon, and Joe Keery. I know one of those names.
I know one of these people.
Buzzy young actor starring a dramedy about a couple who question whether love can endure after surviving a cancer scare.
Nah, good. Nah. No thanks.
Been
done.
That movie is coming out.
Yep, been done.
Called The Big Sick.
Yep,
we
been
talked
done.
about this earlier.
Been done.
So yeah, I'm not buying this one.
Nope. No thanks.
Spinning Man. This is our last one.
Yep.
Directed by Simon Keister, starring Pierce Brosnan, Guy Pearce,
Hey, your boy.
and Minnie Driver. Is that a bit on the nose? Oh, sorry. Also, I would recast that Chris Evans only
He
give
could
it
be
to
a
Matt
Jew.
Damon. He could be a Jew. I think Armie Hammer could play a Jew too.
Probably. Probably.
Oh man, can Matt Damon be a Jew? I get the bit on the nose. I see what you did there.
Yeah,
The bit on the
yeah,
nose, but no, his nose is kind of like it's shorter. Matt Damon does not have a big nose. He has a distinct nose,
He does.
but not a big nose.
Are we really debating noses on the show?
Anyways, last film we said Spinning Man, Simon Keister directing, Pierce Brosnan, Guy Pearce, Minnie Driver starring. Brosnan's a tough detective on the trail of a missing young woman in this tense thriller.
I love Pierce Brosnan on hunting movies like that. I'm going to get rid of the Chris Evans movie, and I'm going to bid on that.
So you got 2 Chris Evans movies, and then what was the last one you bid on?
H Block and the...
I mean, sorry,
Capone
2
one.
Pierce Brosnan, yeah, and then the Capone one.
Yeah.
Do I want to buy this or I want to keep the Chris Evans
That
movie?
sounds so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Armie Hammer would be good
I
in
think
that role.
thrillers tend to do better, but then again, I love Gideon Raff. I've seen what he's done with Homeland. He's a great storyteller and a great director.
But I don't... Is
It's
he good
tough
enough
for
for
me.
movies, though? Like, is he...
You know, real quick, I don't know if he's done a movie, so I kind
That's
of want to look that up.
TV show directors aren't always successful in movies
Yeah.
because they're not able to bring home the punch quickly enough. They drag it out more, which isn't successful in movies.
They give me a filmography.
No, give me an IMDb. He's done.
Filmography. Yeah, no, he's just done TV.
He's just done. See, I'm not sure if I'm buying him as a movie
So
director.
it's risky, but
I also don't know that Chris Evans can play that role well enough. I'm not high on Chris Evans playing that
Thrillers look
role.
pretty
Also,
white.
anything with Tom Hardy is gold.
Agreed.
Very true.
You know, I'm gonna stick with that. With the Red Sea Driving Resort.
So we're gonna differentiating
Yeah.
on how old is Pierce Brosnan now? I want to see if he still got it.
55 maybe, 56,
Does he still? You know what? I'm gonna because that sounds very Bond-esque.
64. Sorry.
Ooh, God, dude, that worries me a little bit.
Case in point, Bronson.
Brosnan is very
No, Bronson.
yes.
That was. I did not try. I haven't yet to see that movie, but it
Bronson.
looked really, really good. That's one that I do have on my list to watch.
I don't think I've seen that either, but
Another movie that didn't do very well commercially was that I thought Tom Hardy was fantastic in was Legend.
Yes.
He played 2 roles.
For me to make my pick on this movie, I'd have to see what kind of shape Pierce Brosnan's in.
Oh, do you see November Man? He's still in pretty good shape.
Yeah, but that was how long ago? 2008?
That was 2 years ago.
Really?
November Man? That was not too long ago.
Yeah, but he was
2014 maybe?
3 years ago. But Pierce Brosnan didn't look like he was in great shape in that movie.
No. If you're out of shape, he's still in fantastic shape. He does not. Then he
didn't look like Pierce Brosnan of old.
I just underestimated his age by 10 years. Does that tell you what shape he's in?
That's true. Very true. But yeah, okay. You know, I'll take that. I'll buy that movie. I'll buy some Chris Evans movie.
So you bought Spinning Man,
H Block.
H Block. We both bought, and you bought
The bottom one. That was Spinning Man.
Yeah.
And we both bought the Capone one.
yeah. And I bought Fonzo, H Block, and I bought
Yep.
Red Sea Diving Resort. Okay.
That Red Sea Diving Resort was
So what we're gonna do? Let's make notes of these movies.
All right, Whiskey Cleric. We'll catch you later, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're
for coming
about to
out,
close
man.
our show.
Yeah, we're about to close out anyway. So
Thank
good
you for
time, man.
watching.
So yeah, we'll keep notes and see.
We'll keep notes of these movies. We'll check them out and we might even review them for you
Yeah,
if we're able to get a hold of them.
maybe. Sounds good to me. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming out. A little bit of an abbreviated show. We got some stuff we got to do tonight, but we still got everything done that we wanted to.
Yeah.
So that was good. That's awesome. So We will catch you guys later. Thank you so much for coming out, Whiskey Cleric and Obama's. You guys were awesome as usual. So
We're
thank
right
you
back
so
on
much.
old time Wednesday, 10
Yep,
o'clock.
10 o'clock on Wednesday. We'll be here. Hope you guys are too. So have a good night, you guys. If you like your style, please feel free to hit the follow button down below. Also, hit us up on Twitter at Real Fan Report. Also on Facebook at Real Fan Report there as well. You can find us there also. So again, guys, thank you so much. We hope you had a good time. We definitely did. This
Enjoy
has
your Saturday night.
enjoy your Saturday night. Have a drink on us. So this has been
On
the
us?
Fan Report. Well, whatever. Have a drink with us because we're gonna be drinking all night.
Yeah.
But this has been the Fan Report. It's bye, fans.
For fans.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Peace.
Peace out.